Today's episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. Do you feel like you are stuck in a dinner rut? With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients with mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. Skip all the trips to the grocery store. Count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. You can now enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in 30 minutes or less. With over 25 recipes to choose from each week, there is something for everyone to enjoy, and all recipes are designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts to ensure deliciousness and simplicity. And this week, one of the better things that they are offering is a balsamic fig chicken. Seems like it would taste really good. Go to the link in our show notes to get $80 off, including free shipping on HelloFresh and the #1 meal kit. Welcome to West Virginia and Commonplace. Today's episode is called Vital Statistics. You're out here podcasting, and everybody gives all this advice and all this extra stuff that is very good for the community and everything. But one thing that we don't talk about is the actual fan interaction. If you're doing a show, I don't care if you've got 5 or 10 listeners. And I'm not talking about the podcaster that's listening to your episode that's not a fan. I'm talking about the real fans that's outside of your podcasting circle. How you interact with them is how you get to the point where you can monetize and how you can do things. You can't just sit here and think that because you got entertainment value, because you got this podcast saying you're good and that podcast saying you're great, or this spokesperson from wherever, or someone else giving you a high nomination or something to make you bigger and better in your mind. If you are actually just producing a podcast and you are not actually truly interacting with your fans, you are not doing yourself any justice, and nor are you doing them any justice. Because countless podcasts I talk to, I'm like, okay, you got this number, you got that number. All right, that's cool. But how you interact with your fans? Do you have a mailing list? Do you have a way to actually interact with your audience? Do you have a way that they can come back and commit to you? And I said commit, not comment. Come back and commit to you with some things that they have ideas about to go on your show. And I'm telling you, 70% of the time, I find out that people are just out here literally doing a podcast and not interacting with their fans. So you want to make money off a podcast? You want to know why your numbers don't rise? Because you are not interacting with your fans. If you were interacting with your fans, people that truly listen to your show, if you looked at your analytics and you figured a way to get in touch with them, be it direct email, through personal channels that you open up, or certain types of personal access that you open up about yourself, then you will have more listeners. You will have more people that will be involved. If you do not want to do that, then your podcast will stay stagnant and you will not make money with your podcast. You have to open the gates up to your audience, and even your audience as certain podcasters. Because I have podcasters that I listen to. It's a certain man out here, Uncle Dolomite. I love his podcast, Too Much Game podcast out there. Make sure you definitely go listen to it. That's one of my favorite things on the West Coast. Um, this man's podcast is on a whole nother level. It's outside of what I do. But it's something about the way he captures the moment and how he does his thing that I'm intrigued. So I'm a fan. I want to learn more about him. Do I interact with him? Yeah. Is he a podcaster? Yeah. But on the second end, you can tell that I'm a fan because I'm going to come to this man and holler at him and be like, man, I like what you got going on over there. It ain't nothing I can produce or I'll ever be able to duplicate or replicate or put my Puff Daddy magic to. But I respect what that man does. And at the same time, I'm gonna sit out here and listen to see what he's got going on, and I'm gonna figure out how this man interacts with his fans. Because the way he interacts with his fans is the way that I want to interact with my fans on a better level. Because you can genuinely tell when you listen to his podcast that people are out there and really respecting it. Another man out here, Kendall with Bet the House podcast. This guy out here really got people interacting with him that like his podcast, love him, love what he does. He interacts with his fans. He continuously stays on the basis of that he's out here to help his fans. You look at podcasts like Bad Counsel, and other podcasts that are out there like that interact with their fans. They ask their fans what they want to know, what they want to hear, and they do this thing. So the thing that I'm challenging other podcasts to do and other people to do today is this one simple thing. Truly interact with your fans so that you can actually see what can happen, the growth of your podcast, and then you can come holler at me or talk to anybody that can help you with monetizing. Because you're not going to monetize unless you have true fans. You can't sit here and just have a product out here and be out here buying listeners and stuff like that and really think that that's going to flow over to making money, because you can sit here and get 10,000 downloads or get 40,000 downloads or 50 or 60. But if you're buying them numbers and you don't have true fan interaction, you will not thrive in this neighborhood. Today's episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. Do you feel like you are stuck in a dinner rut? With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients with mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. Skip all the trips to the grocery store. Count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. You can now enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in 30 minutes or less. With over 25 recipes to choose from each week, there is something for everyone to enjoy, and all recipes are designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts to ensure deliciousness and simplicity. And this week, one of the better things that they are offering is a balsamic fig chicken. Seems like it would taste really good. Go to the link in our show notes to get $80 off, including free shipping on HelloFresh and the #1 meal kit. And that's the key thing. Nobody cares about the survival of a podcast more than me, but I care about a podcast thriving. If you can thrive in this market, and that's not being better than anyone else, that's just having a product that holds fans, then you're doing something in this business. But if you're the type of person that's out here buying these numbers and doing all this stuff for likes and different things like that, and you don't have an audience, and you come to someone that's in my category of doing things and helping you market and stuff like that, I'm going to see through these things, and I'm not going to make fun of you, and I'm not going to say that to anybody outside of the business, but I'm going to say this real clearly to you. If the fans are not there, then they are not there. You can have a million podcasters like your podcast, but if they are not true fans, and I'm not talking about the investment of buying your merchandise or anything like that, I'm talking about truly invested, like, hey, I like this episode, and I used to like this episode, but I don't like this one episode because of this, then what truly are those podcasters doing for you but a like and a subscribe sometime? Right. So, with these vital statistics and what I'm just preaching here in this mini episode that I'm doing right now, I want you to clearly think about this as a podcaster. How am I tracking who's listening to my episodes? Why am I tracking who's listening to my episodes? And how do I interact with these people that are listening to my episodes? Do I give them emails? Do I send certain things out there? Do I get out into certain medias? Like, for example, I play Mario Kart. Anything I can do with the Nintendo Switch, we got the Sometime Cinema. We got ways that we interact with our audience. My audience can go over to verbal, they can go over to different things, and they can find me, they can actually talk to me. I even got a phone number that they can call, they can leave a message, and they can get back in touch with me. The whole point is that if you want to broaden your podcast and you want to do more, this is the simple science. If you actually have fans, interact with your fans. Don't think that people are going to just listen to your podcast and not want any personal interaction with you, because that is a lie. People want to hear what you have to say, and people want to know about the person behind the microphone. Too many times people just sit back here and think that, oh, I'll just make this podcast, I'll make some quality content, and I will not interact with my audience. I'll tell people I'm interacting, but they don't interact with their audience. And this is what I'm seeing so much of. So I'm saying this as one of the people that tries to give good advice and tries to tell people certain ways that can help them, not ways that they have to do things, but just one thing you really do need to listen to and do is this simple thing. Find out who your listeners are. Find out what they're interested in and get involved with them. This is JR with one of these quick mini episodes that'll be out here. And guys, I apologize, but I do have to take a break. I will be gone. I'll be back after September 25th, 27th, whatever day it was. But I want you guys to really think hard about this. Simple thought. I'm a podcaster. Who are my listeners? Why are they listening? And how do I interact with my listeners?